Township Committee reasons or topics for discussion that may be held in closed session pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. There may be interruptions in the videotaping of these proceedings. This meeting will be aired by EHT TV Channel 97 on Thursday, May 23rd.
Thank you. Could everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Joe Catharo,
Here.
Ray Ellis,
Here.
Paul Hodson,
Here.
William Pauls,
Here.
Laura Farmer.
I am here. We're going to start this meeting tonight with two presentations. And I think it's our favorite thing to do. It always is, because, we're honoring people who have done great things. And, we're always so proud of our police department. But we had one gentleman a few weeks ago go above and beyond the call of duty. And what we'd like to do is ask him to come forward. And this is Officer Dominic Newman. Let's go right this side. And Chief, if you could come up too.
Just like to read into the record a little synopsis of that day. Officer Dominic Newman is being recognized for his quick response to an unconscious female driver rolling towards oncoming traffic at the intersection of English Creek and the Black Horse Pike, where the vehicles heading eastbound and westbound had the right of way, traveling at or above the posted speed limit of 50. Officer Newman responded to ShopRite for a welfare check. It was reported that the female appeared to be disoriented, was having trouble maintaining her balance and wandering around the parking lot looking for her vehicle. Dispatch provided an update that the same female was now inside her vehicle, unconscious behind the wheel, sitting in traffic, waiting to head northbound on English Creek, where her vehicle began to roll. Officer Newman immediately activated his emergency lights, audible siren, in an attempt to warn vehicles in front of her of the hazard and attempting to wake the unconscious driver. Officer Newman realized that the vehicle was rolling towards oncoming southbound traffic, at which time the officer positioned his vehicle in front of the out-of-control vehicle in an attempt to stop it. Officer Newman pulled directly in the vehicle's path and impacted his patrol vehicle, bringing it to a stop just before hitting oncoming traffic. Officer Newman was able to awake the female after shaking her abruptly and helping the female from her vehicle. Officer Burns' K-9 partner provided a positive indication to the presence of illegal narcotic odor inside the vehicle, and the vehicle was searched. Located inside the vehicle and on the accused female person was drug paraphernalia and 2 wax folds of suspected heroin. The accused female was arrested and charged accordingly. Mayor and Township Committee proudly present this certificate to Officer Dominic Newman and wishes to recognize his outstanding dedication and contribution to the Egg Harbor Township Police Department and its residents. Thank you.
Not every day does somebody just put their own life in this way. All of you do it every day, but especially in a situation where we all know English Creek and the Black Horse Pike can be deadly. So the fact that you had the thought process to act that quickly to save not only her, who knows who else you saved that day. So we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for everything that you did. And we're very glad that you are okay. That's the first. Chief?
Again, we're trying to, and again, well, first of all, thank you, Mayor and Township Committee and Township Administrator. These are the things that we're trying to do better as an organization, is to recognize our police officers because they're doing good work. They're doing very good work. As I stated, I'm going to read this because I can go off on a tangent, so I prepared this before I came in. As I stated during the last Township Committee meeting, policing in Egg Harbor Township has changed considerably when compared to 10 to 15 years ago. We are unlike many of our neighboring jurisdictions, with maybe the exception of Pleasantville and Atlantic City. where our officers are exposed to high priority calls for service, such as serious motor vehicle crashes, suspicious deaths, domestic violence calls, thefts, assaults, school issues, daily. Almost weekly, we're experiencing major events such as barricaded subjects, serious and fatal motor vehicle crashes, which I had mentioned, arrests for serious crimes, West AC flooding, which is basically regularly, impaired drivers, recovery of illegal guns, life-saving efforts. All this puts a strain on police resources. As in years past, when we were more of a proactive police department, when our resources were more available to conduct proactive policing initiatives, we unfortunately have become more responsive because of the demand for the immediate and emergent types of calls for service, which this was one of those. This event that Officer Newman was part of is just one example, an example of a critical decision being made within seconds to prevent a tragedy. When our officers act reasonable and the decisions are prudent, as Officer Newman exemplified here, it is a reflection of every one of us. That includes you, Township Committee, because we all play a vital part in providing efficient, effective, and professional public safety services to not only our community, but to all the citizens visiting and traversing through our municipality. So, just to add to that, again, people can be critical of police all they want, but the bottom line is stand in their shoes for a day and have to make a decision that Officer Newman had to on that day. Unfortunately we live in a kind of a function of what ifs and how we approach our duties. And the what ifs here could have been tragic if he didn't take action. And so, my compliments, again, when we heard it, we were all just, it's the right thing to do, and again, you're a reflection of all of us, and that's what you get from Anchorage Township Police. So, and that's everyone in this room that's here. If not for you and what you do, he's not able to make that decision, and vice versa. So, thank you. If I could just steal 1 more minute, it's something that just came up there.
That's fine.
Rodrigo Pimentel, John Bettis, and Chris Wagner, can you guys come up?
No.
Excuse my t-shirt.
This is a surprise to everybody.
All right. Basically, in honor of May, which is Military Appreciation Week, I don't think there's any other veterans or military people back there. Okay. Is McKenny here? He just squeaked in. Come on up, McKenny. So, thanks for showing up, sir. But as I said in the past, these are things that, the little things that make a difference here. We want to make it a matter of practice. We want to indoctrinate into our culture that we appreciate our military personnel. And so for that, I want to recognize all 4 in public today. Thank you for your service, and we appreciate you. Thanks. All right, sir.
And we appreciate you too, so. But thank each and every one of you here for coming here tonight and also just doing what you do every day. It is something that we all take very close to our hearts, that your safety is first, but you do such a good job on behalf of everybody in Ann Arbor Township. We're so proud of our police department. I know we say it all the time, but we really mean it. We really do. There was another member of the law enforcement family who was was a clerk who has been working for the township for 25 years, Mr. Francis DeFeo. He cannot be here tonight. We'd just like to honor him for his 25 years of service. He's not retiring, but he just couldn't make it tonight, but we wanted to put this on the record and to thank him for everything that he's done. Our next presentation. Hector, do you want to come up?
Such a
Thanks
for having us in.
We have a proclamation for, I'm just going to read this into the record so we have it. The Township of Egg Harbor, whereas the first Tech Challenge, FTC, is a worldwide robotics competition with over 7,000 teams made up of students from 7th grade to 12th grade. Each season, a new game challenge requiring engineering innovation is revealed. Whereas the enforcers, all of you, are the top New Jersey team of the 200 in the state, qualifying for the World Championships 8 times in 11 years. And whereas the first Tech Challenge, team number 7149 EHT PAL Enforcers, members are, and if I say your name wrong, please just correct me, all right? Stefan Dragos, Ronnie Nguyen, Joey McCabe, Maxwell Talou, Ethan Patai, Mitham Roy, Joseph Heng, Josh Pack, Kwong Lee, Dalton Woodcock, and Verkram Bonzel.
You did great.
Their coaches, Hector Tavares. Their mentors are Steve Wine, Liz Glowry, and James Barry Kerr Jr. So whereas the first Tech Challenge, Team 7149, earned the following placements. 2024 World Championships, 10th place, 8-2 record. The New Jersey State Championships, Winning Alliance, 9-3 record. The South Jersey, the NJ South Tournament, Winning Alliance, 9-0 record, Think Award winner. The 2023-2024 regular season, 15-8, New Jersey high school score, 290. Now, therefore, it be it proclaimed that the mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Egg Harbor, County of Atlantic, and State of New Jersey do hereby congratulate these outstanding students for their impressive success. Congratulations.
See the robot.
A couple of them, I don't know, Ethan's the captain, so we'll let Ethan kind of decide who's going to come up and talk to you about the robot. And so Ethan?
Ethan?
All right, so I'm team captain. We're gonna have our lead designer and builder talk about the robot.
Yeah, so as you, Mayor, said, we compete in the First Tech Challenge. It's an international robotics competition where over 7,000 teams from countries all across the world compete. Every year, we build a brand new robot that competes in a game, trying to score the most amount of points. This year, we were picking up these hexagonal discs that were different colors and placing them on a board in different patterns to score points. And in doing that, we won our league tournament, the state championship for, I believe, the 6th time in a row, and we placed 10th out of the 224 teams that were competing at the World Championship. This past season, we had 11 members from 6 different schools all across South Jersey, so we're a very well-represented team.
You want to show the robot?
Josh and Joey, why don't you guys come up so they can see the expanded, blown-up version of the parts of the robot? So what Josh and Joey have are expanded parts. They're much bigger than, those parts are actually on the robot. And they 3D printed them much larger so that when they presented to the judges could see what was in the robot.
And if I'm not mistaken, you build all the parts to this robot yourself.
You guys want to address that?
Yes, so a majority of the parts here are custom designed and manufactured at our facility. All the other parts that aren't, we get from a manufacturer called Golda. They just send us the raw parts. We design and build everything ourselves. So this robot is 100% an original concept. We design everything. It's all kids who are from 8th grade to seniors in high school. And so all these parts here that you see in black and yellow are all designed and 3D printed by us. This part here, which Joey's holding, is a blown up version of our claw. This is used to pick up those hexagonal pixels. And I actually designed this myself. This took about well over 300 hours of work in person and at home to fine tune it. And there were over 150 different versions of that piece alone. And what Josh is holding is our drone launcher. Part of the game is we had to shoot this paper drone into designated landing spots. So that's a blown-up version of it. And we actually contacted a retired Navy fighter pilot who actually gave us a little bit of insight on real-world applications where a very similar design is actually used.
That's amazing.
Want to open it up so we can see where we got the concept. How the naval officer,
There's a Caterpillar.
it's kind of, so it's kind of like, you know, the aircraft carrier and shoots it on.
One of our seniors actually designed that, and probably with no exaggeration, he probably spent 500 hours, give or take, designing that. And the science that he put just into that piece alone is enough that we could probably discuss it for 3 or 4 hours, just that piece alone. So he couldn't be here as one of our EHT seniors, one of our 3 EHT captains, Ethan's one, and then Ronnie and Q both couldn't be here. So, so this is, I talked to the mayor often, keeping her up to date with this team's, this is supposed to be our rebuild year. And
They
so
did pretty good for a rebuild.
after last year's team, we graduated 8 seniors. They finished second in the world last year. I could tell you the stories of how we just missed winning a national or international championship. And we came back this year with 3 8th graders and 1 10th grader and 8 seniors that graduated. So this was supposed to be our rebuild year. And so I guess about halfway through the season, it was a rebuild year. And I don't know, something happened and they just put it together and they started clicking as a team. And the good news is we lose 3 seniors this year. And all the rest of them, in fact, everybody is here except for Ethan is coming back.
Graduating.
In addition to this, they're also reverse engineering a bomb disposal robot that I think some of you have seen. It's a real life 600 to 800 pound bomb disposal robot that in its first life worked for the Philadelphia Police Department. They are building a battle bot. They're building a totally new concept robot called All Zone, which we hope to host a competition at our PAL Center for teams all across the country in an all-zone, all-terrain type competition. And then in addition to that, you guys are also reverse engineering an arm, right? It's old technology that probably hasn't worked in 20 years, and they're trying to figure out how to make it work. They've already figured out how to make it work. So this team is 8, Steve will help me with this, 8, only 8 teams in the world have qualified for the World Championship the last 8 years in a row.
6 years.
6 years in a row, and we happen to be one of them. The team as a whole, not just this team, but team as a whole is ranked 25th in the world in the history of the First Tech Challenge. Realizing that when we started 11 years ago, there were 5,000 teams worldwide, and every year it's gone up, and this year there were 7,000 plus teams worldwide, and the EHT enforcers are ranked 25th in the world, with at least the next 3 or 4 years that they should do extremely well. So we hope to climb up into the top 10 in the history of First Tech Challenge. Some of these kids, almost all of them, are some of the brightest kids you will ever meet in your entire life. You know, people sometimes, you know, when the teams win over and over and over again, they're like, it's the coaches doing all the work. And Steve is our only engineer on the team. Jimmy works for Viking Yachts, right? And while he's very intelligent, some of the stuff that they're doing here, and Liz is a third grade teacher in Vineland. None of us know how to CAD. None of us know how to program this robot. None of us know how to 3D print. And all this stuff, all that craziness that you see there came from these kids. And it really is astonishing. And it's hard to put in words exactly how many hours they put in, because it is a crazy amount of hours. The parents will tell you that, you know, these kids give you a reason to smile when you think about the future. Because they're definitely going to be leaders. And they're not just, I mean, there's Ethan's going to be a nurse, right? He's going to Stockton, he's going to be a nurse. And we've had, while many of these kids will become engineers, some of them are going into the business world, the nursing world. I don't think we've had our first police officer come out of the team yet, but you never know when that may happen. But they're definitely some of the brightest kids, and they're learning how to be leaders in the program, which is really the main point. So thank you for having us and recognizing us.
Oh, I think they're
Appreciate it.
fabulous. I've had the privilege of seeing you all work together. And just the fact, I watch you collaborate. I watch you fix issues that come up, because I would imagine with things like this, they break down and you've got to fix them on the spot. I've seen you work out the solutions, and I just find it to be amazing. And I find that, who here is in 8th grade? I just find that the work you do for 8th graders is amazing. I can't wait to see what you do for the next 4 years and the next 40 after that. It's going to be spectacular to each and every one of you. So,
Just one quick question, especially for the 8th graders. You all have obviously a love and a passion for robotics. What got you into, when did it start? Did it start a few years back in 5th grade, or what got you going? Because you guys really put your heart and soul into this.
Yeah, so I actually joined the team 3 years ago in my 6th grade year. My older brother was a programmer and then the lead business person on the team. So he kind of got me actually onto the team, but I've been interested in engineering for pretty much my whole life.
Interesting.
We tell parents, if your kid's taking apart the remote control at home when they're 5 years old,
Send them to you guys, right?
Or fixing it. Did you want to say something?
What got me into robotics is really Vikram and Max, when they were in school, they were talking about robotics. I was like, oh, what's this? And Vikram was like, it's robotics team. We learn how to build 3D printers. I was like, oh, that sounds fantastic. And then he brought me in to the Palo Center for the first time, and I fell in love with it.
was speaking your language. When you got there, it felt like home.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's
So
wonderful.
We're creating a second team this year, so there's going to be 2 sets of teams, and we're actually going to go down to 5th grade, 6th grade? 6th grade, to kind of have a feeder program and allow more kids into the program. And then in addition to the teams, because our Sea Perch team is winning international championships too, and we just had a Kid Win Challenge team make internationals. We have 4 traveling teams, and all 4 traveling teams made international championships, which is
That's
kind
fabulous.
of amazing. But we also have the workshops that start in 1st grade. So, I mean, they're not competing, but they're
So you're also mentors.
oh yeah. Never underestimate the power of Legos. Because, and I tell, parents, because some of them are just learning how, I said, get them Lego Technics. And there's a lot of learning happening in Legos, a lot.
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing.
Fascinating.
You guys are amazing. Can't wait to see what you do. Can't wait to see what you do. But congratulations. I've got proclamations for each and every one of you. I understand we have a few technical difficulties with the robot tonight. So,
see, I would have broken his, but not like that.
No, this is out at the building bridge.
Hmm?
Where they live, so bridge is.
I don't want to.
You don't want anybody helping them either.
Don't have
Sits there, plays with the lake, goes to the lakes. Don't touch Papa. No, you know.
keep up the good work, guys.
Could we get a picture with maybe you guys in the back and then?
Sure. Come on up there and face that way,
You guys want to hold
guys.
the apparatus?
Rules based on that paper I saw it. The signature.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Stand up.
No.
Well, I might have to.
Committee, stand up.
Stand up, guys.
Stand up.
They're still calling.
Vikram, slide over there. No. Slide over there, Bill.
You in the picture?
Are you smiling? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You know, in parting comments, I really do want to thank the committee. If this had been a football team, and they had made it to Worlds and finished 10th in the world, they would have gotten the parade and all that stuff. And it's hard to get recognition for them, and the county commissioners recognize them, and I want to thank you guys for recognizing them. They certainly do deserve it. And I want to take a second to thank Chief Spano. You absolutely 100% did a fabulous job in picking him to be chief. We have a new relationship with our police department like we had back in the early days. And it is a tough job. He's not kidding. It is a tough job that they're doing these days, and nobody does it better than the EHD police. And I'd like to say it's gotten much, much better since we got Chief Spano in there.
I concur.
So thank you very much.
Enjoy your summer, guys. Take a little time to play.
No, we're on our way to practice.
I'll take a remote apart.
If anybody wants to leave before we start the rest of the meeting, feel free. Good night, Chief. Okay, ordinance number 11 for the public hearing. I think we're going to go right to the motion to amend and then to table this. Do we need a motion to amend first?
You do.
All right, can I have a motion to amend ordinance number 11?
I'll make the motion to amend ordinance 11.
Second?
Thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
Cafaro.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Hodson.
Yes.
Pauls.
Yes.
Farmer.
Yes. Can I have a motion to table this into the June 12th meeting?
I'll make the motion to table to June 12th.
Have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Cafaro.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Hodson.
Yes.
Pauls.
Yes.
Farmer.
Yes. Ordinance number 12, Mr. Friedman.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 12 is appropriating $5 million and authorizing the issuance of $4,750,000 in bonds or notes of the township for various improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Township of Egg Harbor. The purpose of this ordinance is to appropriate and authorize the issuance of bonds or notes in the amounts contained within the ordinance for the acquisition of various improvements and/or purposes. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone in the public that would like to talk on ordinance number 12? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion for ordinance 12?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Thank you. Roll call?
Cafaro.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Hodson.
Yes.
Pauls.
Yes.
Farmer.
Yes. Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 12?
I'll make the motion for adoption.
Can I have a second, please?
Second?
Roll call?
Cafaro.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Hodson.
Yes.
Pauls.
Yes.
Farmer.
Yes. Ordinance number 13, Mr. Friedman.
Thank you. Ordinance for the 13 is an ordinance to amend Chapter 118 of the Code of Township of Egg Harbor entitled Garbage, Rubbish, Refuse, and Recycling, specifically Article 4, Composting. The purpose of this ordinance is to amend the fee schedule specific to the loading of screened and unscreened composting materials. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have is there anyone in the public that would like to talk about ordinance number 13? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Cafaro.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Hodson.
Yes.
Pauls.
Yes.
Farmer.
Yes. Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 13?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second?
Roll call. Cafaro.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Hodson.
Yes.
Pauls.
Yes.
Farmer.
Yes. We have no ordinances for introduction. So we're going to open this up to the public portion. Is there anyone that would like to address the governing body? Vern, you want to come down? Do I have to pull the time clock out?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Jean Marie Drew. I reside at 11 Lenwood Court in EHT. I'd like to speak on Resolution 266. While I understand that this resolution is authorizing the release of the executive session minutes, specifically Resolution 107-2024 for the West Atlantic City redevelopment plan and public sale of public property. I understand that everything that this issue is dealing with is going to the planning board. I recognize that. But there has been a resolution in the city of Brigantine opposing offshore wind projects. I'm not going to read the whole thing. What I'd like to do is give each of you a copy of that resolution. I'd like to make it known that there have been several towns which have adopted and passed the attached resolution from Brigantine to fight against offshore wind. And to make you aware that the resolution was to join the fight against offshore wind and to also get all 23 municipalities in Atlantic County to join in that effort. I wanted to bring this to your attention, knowing that I will go to the planning board meeting, but so that you have something in hand so that when a larger group comes, you're prepared. Because I didn't know if you knew about the meeting in Northfield last night, and I wanted to get in front of it. So if you don't mind, I'd like to hand these out. And I have extra copies for those who are not here, who also are on the planning board so that they're prepared.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience. I appreciate it.
If you want to give the clerk the extra ones for the planning board.
I will.
And just
Thank
mark
you.
them.
Thank you very much.
And June 17th.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. And I'll leave the rest with you. Thanks so much.
I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the governing body? Mr. Cruz,
Good evening, everyone.
is your name and address for the record, please?
Everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Vern Cruz. I live at 102 Cathy's Lane here in the H. I have two issues. I'm looking for help or direction from you guys. I was approached by a handful of residents that live on Job's Point Road or Moore's Island. There's some concerns that have arisen as far as the seasonal fishermen have moved into that area as the striper season turns on. And I went out there to hear their concerns and actually see the issues that were brought to me. And to me, I think they have credit. As some of you may know or may not know, that road that goes out and provides access to that community out there on the island is one lane. It's probably about maybe 10 feet wide, paving wise. During the striper season, there's cars that park, more specifically within the last few years, there's cars that park on both sides of the street. So, which isn't the end of the world. However, if somebody has an emergency out there, as the fire chief, I can't not provide access or have my trucks access that island and provide protection to those citizens. So I'm looking for a little help or a little direction as far as coming up with a solution and or just to put no parking signs down both sides and have them find another place to park or access that piece of property. From what I understand too, I believe that is state land as well, so we can't completely restrict that with putting no parking signs there. That would be my recommendation. You're only restricting the access to the water side or push them down into a small parking lot closer towards Mays Lane and Summers Point Road. So
And the one parking lot out there is not, it's overgrown, looks like.
Yeah, yeah, so I didn't have the opportunity to take a look. I did speak with the residents there that live on the bend there.
The one with the black fence?
No.
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 Where the little restaurant was?
Yeah, the marina,
They
the little
tried to
restaurant there.
open? Right.
Yeah, they've been there forever.
What about the piece up before that?
Which
That's a
way?
state property, isn't it?
Which
Somebody
way? I think,
going towards Mays Lane Road.
to be perfectly honest with you, I think that entire thing falls under the Tuckahoe Game Preserve.
Yeah, I think
which
it's
is
some
encompasses
agency
a large area.
controlling it, yeah.
Yep, so.
When it turns into Jobs Point.
Yeah, so
That's ours, going
No.
into it is the county.
there's
No,
a
no.
transition there. Those of you who are not familiar with that, as you come off of Mays Lane and Summers Point Road, that becomes Jeffrey's Landing Road. That road is a county road. And the transition from Jeffrey's Landing Road to Giles Point Road or Morris Island Road turns into a Egg Harbor Township Road at the bend right here where we were talking, where there's a boat ramp, there's a small tiny home there along with the old restaurant and the marina there.
Is that what they're doing, Chief? They're taking their small boats and they're launching them off of there?
So no, that
They walk out on the marsh too.
yeah.
They
So
go out on the
the,
marsh.
so the problem isn't so much the people who are using the boat ramp. There's two sections to the boat ramp, and it's not super complicated. There's a sliver there that's beach, and there's another piece there that's concrete. The concrete is actually a private boat ramp that is the old restaurant marina's owner. The small sand section there is actually state land. So the people who typically park their boats there or access it in the wintertime or duck season usually pull across the street because the grass isn't high and you're not going to get ticks and jitters. So if it does get crowded where those spots are taken, typically they'll park along that bend, and that is it's a sharp bend, and the road is constricted there, especially with the individual who has the tiny home and put a fence along there. In my opinion, would be too close to the road, but that's another issue in itself. So there's a few issues here. Obviously, I'm here to represent the fire department and my concerns in accessing that island out there with these vehicles parked on both sides of the road. Even if they were allowed to park on one side of the road, that still forces our apparatus to have one set of wheels off the road. We know the fire trucks are very heavy, but the amount of rain that we've had here, we don't know if it's going to go into a sinkhole, and I'm sure everyone here knows how very expensive fire trucks are.
I wonder how much right of way that road is as ours. Because it's very narrow. There's probably more right of way there.
Off the shoulders?
Yeah.
Paul? Is that one I couldn't answer.
No, I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine it being one lane, 10 foot or something.
Yeah.
It's probably more right of way.
Chief, if I spoke with the engineer about this, he was out there and the mayor as well. He recommended, and I don't know if this is going to help from what you're saying now, he was recommending we'll put no parking signs on the north side and let them park on the water side. I don't know if that helps, or you're saying both sides will be best.
I mean, my recommendation would be both sides. One side's better than no sides, but I would try and stick by my guns only due to the fact if this road is only 10 feet wide and my fire truck has a width
Yeah,
of
I thought you just said that wasn't.
Yeah.
I haven't been out there, but I know the mayor and the engineer has.
Yeah.
So we
No, but they can.
already directed Public Works to put them up on the north side.
Okay.
So I'll revisit that with the engineer.
Did Al go out there and actually look at it, or?
I think he sent Oliver out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll follow up with that in the morning.
Okay, if they're interested in meeting with me out there, and I'll bring a piece of fire apparatus out there so they can actually see that this just isn't being pulled out of thin air.
Okay.
They might have a truck, they're going to pick trash up out there.
Yeah.
So they're navigating that
trucks
road.
Trash
Yeah.
truck's essential.
Trash
Well,
truck
I
is-
told you that the first time I ever went out there, I was coming back from Morris Beach, and there was a trash truck on
Yep.
the road.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, that
Somebody goes
is
and
very.
somebody stops. There's a winner and there's a
But
loser.
Chief,
Trash
do you
truck
know-
one, and I'm like,
You know if the school bus is picking up out there?
I
mean,
can't
those
answer.
homes are occupied now. They used to
They
be
are,
summer rentals.
yeah.
But
Yep.
they're occupied.
I couldn't answer. I don't know if there's any school-age children that live
Right.
out there. However, what is Mrs. England's name? Kathy England?
Right.
I know that she has some issues, and there's an ambulance out there from time to time as well.
Yeah, I know.
I know a fire truck can push a car out of the way, which I certainly don't want to do. I'm not sure if an ambulance has the same capability if they need to get out there to help somebody with a medical emergency.
That's got to be addressed.
That's fine. I know that I had actually spoken to the game warden assigned to our area that lived, I think he lived down the street from me.
Yeah, he's on Pine.
Is he? Jeff is his first name, I forget his last name. And he said that as far as the conservation officers, they kind of try and stay in their lane in enforcement with the game laws. I know that when I spoke with him the one day I met with him out there was a few concerns where he had to issue summons for people consuming alcohol out there. And there was another one where he had ticketed another person for keeping shorts. So it's not all ice cream, unicorns, and rainbows out there. I like to fish myself. I like to hunt. I use that entire area. I spent a lot of time out there as a kid.
The two creeks before the bend are great crabbing.
Yes, they are. I spent a lot of time.
There's no doubt about it.
So are the greenheads.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I would like to at least have some input, or at least kind of
Yeah.
get it moving in the right direction. Like my
I think-
suggestion would be no parking on both sides.
All right, we'll talk to the engineer tomorrow about that. We'll check also with the width of the road, and we're also gonna check on the fence that's up there
Okay.
to see if it's in the proper location.
It's
Okay.
not. It's not.
I don't think it is either. I think that's a county one. If I want to, if you want
And
to
that's
go down
county,
there.
so, yeah, but we can talk to the county also.
Okay.
Vern, one question though. First part of the road is a county road.
Yes.
Then it turns into our road.
Yep.
Is our road somewhat narrower than the county
Yes.
road?
Yes.
Okay.
Significantly.
Significant.
So it makes a transition from, I would say, a solid 2 lanes. As you get out on the marsh, you can see where they were kind of
Right.
crunching it in to get by with certain things along the way.
So I guess my question is, and I was a sportsman as well for many, many years. And I guess my question is, if we had no parking on both sides of our road, they can still park on the county road. It would be a little bit of a walk for them.
Right, I think that would be, to me, that would be a deterrent. I think we should work with the county and have their input. Like I said, I know that land out there is state land, and I believe that we obviously cannot restrict everyone from going there. All we're doing is just making it safe and accessible to provide public safety out there. It's still accessible from the water if somebody gives you a hard time in reference to being able to access it. So if they wanted to put in a canoe by the boat ramp or however they want to access it.
Those boat ramps you talked about, they're on the county road though.
No.
Oh, no.
So it goes, as you come from Mays Landing, Summers Point Road, you go to Jeffrey's Landing Road, that is all county. The bend in the road turns into Egg Harbor Township, which is the beginning of Morris Island Road. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it right? Okay. I don't want to speak out of line. And there is a small slither
There's
there.
others names over the years.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There's a small slither there that is on that side that is actually state property, and that's how you access the boat ramp.
Oh, okay.
So it's small, John. If it was as wide, it's probably as wide as my pickup truck. So and that's just a regular pickup truck. And that's general knowledge, you know. I mean, I grew up on that side of town. It's been like that for a while. It's just it has come to light with social media and certain people putting it out there that now you have all these out-of-towners coming out there. I spoke to the individuals. Jimmy is his name. I think Paula is her name, where the old marina and restaurant is. And she's actually gotten to the point sometimes when she feels unsafe there. So that's not a way to live in your own home. And I know a lot of us, I know myself, we'd like that side of town for the seclusion. And you get a bunch of out-of-towners, which is okay, you know, but to the point to where you feel unsafe, that's not, something's wrong there. So.
You said you had something else too. You said you had two
Yes.
things.
All right, so we'll close that one. And this one's a little closer to home for me. This is not a public safety matter. This is Vern Cruz and Kathy's Lane. Should I meet with, or when I go out and meet with the engineer, I can ask him these questions as well. I'm looking for some type of direction from you guys to tell me. I want to get Kathy's Ave repaved. It is very bad. It is a dead-end street that's about 1,000 feet long, and there's another street at the end of it called Camelot Court. I believe it is an old tar and stone street that's deteriorated over the past 10 years. It's bad.
We came to the right place.
Okay, one-stop shopping tonight.
That's it. So, I mean, our road program for this year is already done, and
Okay.
the streets are selected. So, this is something where you're going to meet with the engineer.
Okay.
100%. I mean, we'll also, the administrator.
I'll talk to him
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure if you don't have I don't have any cards on me. Somebody will get my information, or I can meet with
Yeah,
you
I'm
and
sure
pass
we-
along.
I can
Okay.
No worries.
I'd appreciate that.
Yep.
Questions, comments, concerns?
Thank you for all you
I'll
do.
fade off into
Yeah,
the
thank
sunset as I always do. Thank you for your time. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
But,
All right, Vern.
and we'll keep you abreast as to really what's going on out there.
Yeah, keep good. That way, I know I have a bunch of people that kind of call me. I'm like, we're working on it. Oh, you can't. Everybody wants it done yesterday.
Well, summer's coming.
Takes time.
Summer's coming, and there's only so much waterfront that you can get to.
Yep.
So,
Yep, 'tis the season, right?
it's the season. It's the season.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the governing body? Seeing none, could I have a motion to close the public portion? Roll call? Or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
First and second?
Aye.
Yeah, we did. Yep. Let's see here. Resolution, I gotta put these back on. Consent calendar. 243 through and including 265. Any questions, or if not, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Cafaro?
Yes.
Ellis? Hodgson?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Farmer?
Yes. Resolution 266, release of closed session minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Roll call?
Cafaro?
Yes.
Ellis? Hodgson?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Farmer?
Yes. Resolution 267, authorizing payment of all bills. Can I have a motion, please? Can I have
I'll second it.
a roll call?
Cafaro?
Yes.
Ellis? Hodgson?
Yes.
Pauls?
Yes.
Farmer?
Yes. Township committee reports. Mr. Pauls.
Just want to bring up Memorial Day weekend's coming. Want to wish everybody a happy holiday and keep the veterans that gave their lives for this nation a moment of your daily day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Ellis.
A couple of things. My prayers go out to the Zong family. When we lose a loved one, we visit them. Well, we go to a funeral, we go to the burial site. And after that, family and friends come to support the immediate family. Let's keep them in our hearts and our prayers because the struggle has just begun. It's easy when people are around you, but when it's all said and done, that's when you really need them. A beautiful family, please keep them in your prayers. Please, let's keep the name up and visit it or whatever you choose to do if you're that close. And we're going to miss Chief, and the family's going to need us more now than ever before. And also, this past weekend, I'm a Masonic, I'm a Mason, and we had a feed the homeless or feed the less fortunate include. And you go and you do stuff like that, and your heart goes out. We are really blessed, but we can't count our blessings when we help others. So it was very sad of that situation that people in some choose to be and some have no other choice. And they have better choices, but they didn't make them. But we got to make sure we reach out and help others and just be a part of the community. And we have a beautiful community here. And a lot of us don't see that stuff. But we have people who's experienced in mental illness and addiction. So help whoever you can and just be for real with it.
Thank you. Well said. Paul?
Just want to reiterate what Ray said about the Zong family. There's a guy who dedicated a lot of time and service to this community with the fire calls he answered day in and day out. And like Ray said, the fire departments came out and gave him a good send-off, but it will take a long time to heal the loss that they just experienced. And just tonight, there was a Longport fireman. He was a Lake City cop that passed away also at Wittenberg, and the firemen were there, Longport, Margate, Ventnor, Egg Harbor Township, representing their volunteer firemen. Also, on a good note, our parade Monday, if the weather prevails, it should be the biggest we've ever had. There's a lot of work that's going on at the police department. Everything's good. 9 o'clock sharp. We'll start down Ocean Heights Avenue to the memorial. You'll see some changes at the memorial, but we got a big parade. It's the most response we've ever had to the parade. Hopefully the weather cooperates. I've been watching the weather every day. We started with sunny and 73. Now we're showing 45% chance of rain. So again, for everybody that likes weathermen, they don't know what they're talking about. So hopefully we won't have any rain for the first couple hours in the morning, and we can get our parade on. And it should be a good parade. the response, I guess it's Rose work on Facebook or whatever, has been tremendous. So for everybody who wants to come out and look at Ocean Heights Avenue, it looks 10 times better with the placards up for the service people. And our memorial that's been spruced up, that somebody donated the flowers, the volunteers planted them, the bleachers are there, and it should be a good parade and a good time for all. So again, hope that the weather cooperates and we can get our parade in. That's all I got, Mayor.
Should be a good parade.
It's going to be a big one.
Let's hope so.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to build on what our fellow committeeman said, for the folks that don't know, one of our fire chiefs passed away after a long battle with illness. But what was so impressive was the outpouring of support from fire districts and fire companies all across this county. And even there was the State Forest Service there, and it was just amazing what a brotherhood and sisterhood that is. So that struck me, and it was good. I know that had to be helpful to the family. Regrettably, he passed on. As far as Memorial Day, folks, everyone please have a safe, happy Memorial Day. Be well, be safe, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I also want to give my condolences to the Zong family. The tribute to Gil was wonderful. It was wonderful. He would have hated every minute of it because he's a man who didn't like attention. But, all of like Vern Cruz, our fire department we say this over and over again, it's all volunteer.
They're unbelievable.
And these men and women go out day or night. Gil went out when he was sick, and he kept going out. And we just thank them all for what they did, and we do keep the Zong family in our prayers. Ray, that was well said when you brought that up. That was good. Since we're going to Memorial Day weekend, the county is doing their Veterans Memorial Program Friday, May 24th at 2 p.m. out at the Atlantic County Cemetery. They always put on a beautiful program for Memorial Day, and U.S. Air Force veteran Daniel Brestel is going to be their keynote speaker. But if you have an opportunity, please go on out there Friday afternoon. It's a lovely, lovely ceremony. And then the following week, the following Sunday, if you're going in Egg Harbor Township between 9 and 2, be prepared for the American Cancer Society Bike-a-thon fundraiser. It's going to be on Sunday, 9 to 2, so you'll see riders probably starting really anytime from that, and they're heading to the shore. So just to let you know, that's what's going on. More information as regards to their route should be up on our social media shortly. But I just got this today, and I was like, okay, we gotta let you know. And there's always that other one in September, and I know people when that comes through town, it's
It's thousands.
that's thousands. Yeah, that's EMS
I know
right.
the bridge will impact them.
Oh, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know.
That'll impact them.
I don't
If the
know.
bridge isn't done.
Tom or Mark, do you have anything to add?
I do. That's not something that the solicitor would normally comment upon, but the police department is taxed heavily in the amount of calls, the amount of work, and the type of calls that they have to go. And I just want to recognize there's a young man that's on the police force. I've known him all his life. It's been quite a week for him, and doing his job, just going about doing his job, but emotionally to be at traffic accidents, at fatalities, at people in distress and having to deal with those problems on a regular basis. The police department and the individuals in the police department deserve our recognition, our appreciation, and hopefully they're staying safe themselves and getting whatever mental health consultation that they may need to deal with those things, because you can't always have that brick facade to you. It affects you and it affects your job, but you still come out there and press on. So I just want to express my appreciation as a township resident to our police department and the men and women that serve day in and day out. On something a little bit more mundane, I notice that you've approved resolutions 249 and 259 dealing with the issuance of annual cannabis licenses to our two open cannabis establishments. Arrangements have been made or payments have been made to satisfy their obligation under licensing law. And I want to let this Township Committee know that my office is working diligently to make sure that the ordinances that you have passed are enforced, that the Township is going to receive the licensing fees as well as the tax dollars that we're entitled to and they should be paying. So I just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
2 good points, especially the first one.
Definitely.
Okay, we've got some approvals. Can I have a motion to approve the departmental reports for the month of April?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the Township Committee closed session minutes for May 8th, 2024?
Make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the May 8th Township Committee meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do we have need for a closed session?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
You were always like that, right?
Oh, okay.
Resolution 268.
I do that, man.
Authorizing Township Committee to convene into closed executive session to discuss matters which may involve personnel and/or legal matters. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss matters involving personnel and/or legal matters as follows. All legal matters. The land sale, block 1505, lot 17, anticipated disclosure 6 months. Bergen lawsuit update, anticipated disclosure 1 year. I have our attorney Vanessa James here to talk about that with you. Anchorage Point Lagoon update, anticipated disclosure 1 year. And the maintenance contract for the nature reserve, anticipated disclosure 6 months. Whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee, the Township of Egg Harbor, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, that the public be excluded from this meeting.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to go into close?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.